Ni hao. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Hey, welcome back. We're here. We're back at the shop. Why is there a go-kart here with nothing on it? But you also probably recognize the nice A&M Fiberglass Manufacturing Velocity bodies sitting behind me. And as y'all know, they have came on board and they sponsored us the bodies. Just got to do the hard part, you know, the part everyone dreads, that's mounting of thy body. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. We're just going to get that out the gate here, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of you on there that says, hey, I wouldn't do it like that. Well, hey, I'm doing it like that. A lot of times, the right way to do this would be to have a nice gigantic plywood table. A gigantic plywood table. Unfortunately, in this shop, it's not just a karting shop. Okay, we've got some pick 'em up trucks in here, buggies coming in and out of here. Okay, we got a lot of action jacks and going on. So I can't just have this, excuse me. I can't just have this gigantic table in my way. It's a fire hazard. Okay, it's made out of wood. But what I do have is a beautiful concrete plane. That's what we're going to do it on. You know, I'm still young enough I can get down and work on my knees and not blow my back out quite yet. I'm sorry for you older fellas. I know it sucks. I'm getting there. Okay, I'm getting there. Catch up with you soon. I did take the motor off, obviously. Okay. Kaz, I know you're watching this. Just take a breath, brother. I'm not going to bend it, okay? Okay, no harm done. No harm done. Ah, that's nice. Once you get on your table or your plane, it's good to always maybe get a 1/2 inch piece of plywood, shove it up underneath the nose, okay? Because roughly you're going to be about a 1/2 inch off the ground after the product's said and done. And a lot of your newer frames have adjustable little deals that go up and down anyways to get your right height where you want it. But I typically go with a good 1/2 to maybe 5/8 on a bumpier track, okay? Because sometimes with the bump, the tire hits a bump, the nose goes down, what scrub speeds, what rubs a little tiny hole in the bottom, and then you're complaining. Next step. Not really doing this in steps, we're just kind of throwing it together. It's kind of neat putting this all together. There's kind of an idea of how she's going to look on the racing chassis. Oh yeah. Our wheel wells are roughly 10 3/8. That's pretty freaking tight. A lot of bodies come with like 11 1/4 wheel wells, which to me looks a little crazy because you just got this big gaping hole. And if anything, I'd rather have to do some trimming on mine. Which he did say he can pre-trim if you want wider or smaller, but I felt like this was a good height. So I like to go and put one bolt in each side panel just so I know my fitment's where I want it to be at. And like I said, this body definitely, from what he says, should be no problem fitting, so I shouldn't have to come back and drill new holes. So we're just going to take his word on that. Now look, there's a few ways you could go about this bolt situation. You could look like, you know, like you don't really know what you're doing. Don't take a lot of pride and just put yourself a 1/4 inch bolt through there with a hex head on it, okay, Bubba? You got this nice body. You about to have a nice wrap. Why would you do that? You could go with them plastic washers they like to sell, but they're going to crack and they look like crap as well. It's like a big hump. So I have found the cleanest way you can do this is go to your local hardware store, okay, friends? Get yourself some countersunk washers. Then get yourself some nice small Allen head, tapered heads there, and it makes it a clean look. And you can get a short enough one that by the time this is on the body, that's all you see. It looks precise. It's precision. It's clean. Next thing you know, you're making money on the side on Friday nights, mounting bodies for all your homeboys, okay? You're welcome. Making a nice tight fit. Come on, princess. There we go. Probably should have done this before I placed it on the go-kart. Come on. Am I got the right size nut here? We got her. We got her. Let's just pop it on the other side. Repeat the process. Come on. Nice. Now we just gotta somewhat center this thing up. Just to give y'all a rough idea, okay? It's just an idea. Now that we got it bolted up, we've kind of placed the body somewhat center, give or take. It's just hanging on the sides. On both corners of my nose, I've got roughly 3/4 worth of height going up. I know I said 1/2 inch earlier, but I'm thinking 3/4 is going to be a nice height. Most bodies, and then definitely this particular body, when you're wanting to get it lined up as far as center of your wheel wells, you're pretty well going to line your seam up to the center of your spindle, center of the wheel. Pretty basic, right? And that gives you pretty well same distance from center to front and back of the current wheel well of the cart. And then the left side is actually going to be slightly forward. Now this is on a velocity. You can kind of see it's probably roughly 1.25 inches, probably 1 inch forward seam to center of the tire. But that gets it pretty well centered. What I'm saying, people, is this isn't Formula One, okay? You can use your eyes. You can get real specific with it, you know, get the fundamentals all involved, or you can just kind of eyeball it. Keep in mind, you are going to want to keep this wheel well close to the same distance all the way around the tire as well, because you don't want it to kind of be crooked, too forward and all that, be looking goofy as crap. Can't have that. You do not want to put this in bind. If you're having to force this down to get it where you want it, chances are it's going to put your Nerf bar in a bind, and buddy, you are going to push like a freight train. Fought that back in the early 2000s. Couldn't figure out why my cart was tighter than sin, and come to find out the freaking Nerf bar was just in a bind. We're going to start off just getting a Zeus in the bottom rear left side Nerf bar, and that way we can kind of place the front where we want it at. And this will be your first mounting piece of the body. It's where you kind of start. At least what I've learned seems to feel the best. Da, da, da. Get our first Zeus in. Now we'll come to our passenger side of the vehicle, and we'll do roughly the same thing, making sure this puppy is pretty well dead center of the wheel well. Now your right side panel is most likely going to be a little bit higher up than your left side panel, not because you want it to be, but just because to make it fit properly, that's just how it's going to be. So roughly maybe 1/2 inch, maybe 5/8, you know. Give or take, you are going to have a lot more force on that side. You can have your motor, a little bit more extra weight, and you get the rip. Throw an old eyeball level on it. This mounting process is going extremely easy, mainly just because the fitment's there. A lot of bodies, they're just so inconsistent that you literally have to just, this process gets another 30 minutes tacked on, because you are just having to double check everything, because once you let loose or just gets in a bind, it just gets in a pickle, and it's so hard to get it where it's not in a bind and it's good to go. A&M Fiberglass, they do a fine job. Racing's already hard enough. Why should you have to pay somebody to mount a go-kart body? Okay? It's you and little Jimmy out there in the shop. You're missing quality father bonding time because you just cheaped out or whatever and got a crap body, Billy. Okay? Big Billy Sr. And you and Billy Jr. just ain't getting that time. It pains me to drill through this bass boat paint. She likes to shine. She shines bright like a diamond. Popped on there. This thing's going together. You know what else is going together this year? How about them Gators basketball? Guys are doing pretty hot this year. Yes, I know they've had a couple losses I don't want to talk about, but as far as just a basketball team, I really feel like this could be one of the best basketball teams I've ever seen. Yeah, they've won national championships before. Calm your tits, but overall, they're looking pretty strong. So hopefully we can just work on the football season side of things, if you know what I mean. This thing is looking magnificentos. We do got a race coming up this weekend. It is going to be the Kathy Luster Memorial 10,000 to win of the limiteds. Okay, that's pretty exciting for me. I've only ran a limited once in my life, which was at Thanksgiving Thunder many years back for 10,000 to win they had there. And it was with the motor that Colson of the Pageants and his pop had built for me, a limited, and placed top 10, and it was a lot of fun, really cool experience, and I'm really looking forward to doing that again. Colson is going to be supplying a motor for us, Tornado Motors, and we're going there with, you know, low expectations. Kaz is not going to be there. It's going to be me, Colson, and Dalton's going to be helping me with tires a little bit. Give or take, we have gotten some information from Kaz, which was also relayed from Jamie of the Knopfs. So I'm not too concerned, but more or less going to have a good time. I do feel like we are pretty well center. When I say I'm center, I want the same spacing from the face of the wheel to the outer edge of the panel. So this one is obviously a little wider than what I've dealt with because it hugs nicely around both front tires, which is really cool. It's going to give it a clean look and, you know, maybe prevent some spindle bending, because I do like to sometimes, you know how that goes. Y'all have watched the videos. And on the front nose, I do not run Zeus tabs for the simple fact they come out pretty easy sometimes. And you know what I mean? You don't want the freaking nose folding from underneath the car. So I will use some of them deadly 1/4 inch hex head bolts there. Alright, now the fun part is going to be getting the bolts into the bottom. This is another place it'd be nice to have the body mounting table. We're going to get it done just enough to make it work and get right there. So we'll be using a 1/4 inch bolt with a nice big old flat washer on it. Normally you would use the impact on the bottom, but I kind of got myself in a pickle there, so we're going to try to do it this way. Then take a look and see where we're at. Man, it looks great on this side. Man, that is a beautiful looking body. And the seams up top still line up, which is impressive all by itself. Plenty of wiggle, no bindage whatsoever. I can take the nose, I can wiggle it around. I can take each side panel and freely move it around. There's no bind. This should not be going this easy, I'm trying to tell you. Step forward is going to be putting our top bolts into where the nose and the side panel meet. The view of it right now looks pretty freaking tough, dude. I mean, look at that guy. You can't say it doesn't. You can't say it doesn't. Make sure our height is still good on the side. Well, that's going to be the only 2 bolts I have in each panel. One on the end and one on the other end. Nice and clean. A lot of people run 3 of them, 1, 2, 3. But I just feel like it's a little overkill. Tell me what you think. Drop a comment. Run 3 or 2? So where are you guys racing at this weekend? How many of you is going to be at Jasper for the Luster Memorial 10,000 to win? I'd love to see you guys there. We'll have some product on hand, some merch. I have sold a bunch, so I'm getting a little low, and I do plan on making another order. You guys are killing me with the stickers. I am doing my best to get some more. I do have a few left on hand, so if you want one, it's first come, first serve, pal. You better make your way over there pretty fast. That's the only thing I got to tell you. This baby looks good. I cannot wait to get a sick wrap on it. Like I said, I'm going to the decal guy's place here pretty soon, where we are going to do a video of making a wrap of this and designing something for this particular body. Drop a comment. I mean, what are some colors you guys are thinking? You know, we're almost thinking some pink and gold. Maybe, I don't know. I need some ideals here. Some of y'all said white, you know, it's like a dark hunter green sparkle glitter. I need some advice. You know, some of you guys are probably some artistic cats and might have some good ideas. Drop a comment, please. What would you like to see? This is almost like putting a tuxedo on a pig. You know, it's going to get dirty as hell. It's going to get beat up, but hey, as of right now, it looks pretty good. Things are going great. I hope I did that right. Kaz is going to be pissed off to drill new holes. Now, I know some of the recent videos I've done some, I guess what you could say, if I need to admit it, some of the dirtier driving. I plan to maybe stop that. I'm calling a truce. I'm throwing the white flag because I would not want to tear this up because it just looks so good. So if you guys could, just keep your distance, okay? Well, I got the new body on. Just keep your distance. No problems. If you're behind me, just stay behind me. There ain't going to be no issues. Woo, Jimmy. We're going to be flossing and flinging around the racetrack. And he actually had sent something else as well. He had sent a valence that matches. I think we should run the color matching valence. I just almost feel like it could be a little too much. I guess you could throw some sort of graphics on this and make it pop, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we do that? I don't know. Drop a comment on that, which is pretty cool. He makes these as well. Let's look at that. These are actual laid pieces of fiberglass. Structurally going to be stronger, nice and flexible. It's going to be very consistent on everything that he builds, rather than just taking a gun and just spraying it on there. It's not going to be as strong. It's going to be weaker. Still going to be the same weight. So you're really doing yourself a favor by getting something that's hand laid like this. Is there anything that you've always wanted to see done on a go-kart body that you think either A, looks really cool, or B, might help with performance? Now's the time. Let us know. I will relay these messages to the guys back at A&M Fiberglass Manufacturing from Wisconsin, where they're probably sitting down eating a nice block of cheddar right now. Man, I feel great in this thing. Thanks A&M Fiberglass for sponsoring us a body for the 2025 season. We will give y'all an update on Kane when he gets his mounted. We do have a race this weekend at Crossroads Motorplex. I do not think I'm going to run this body because I just ain't got it in me, people, to drill a giant hole in it. If I had a second cart that was specifically for open motors and limiteds, I absolutely would. We would just leave it on there. But, you know, I don't have that kind of monies right now, and I just I ain't got it like that. So we got the one cart, and I'm just happy to get to go this weekend. I will, though, in fact, bring this body with me, kind of have it on display. If you want to come check it out, please stop by, check it out. And if you do go to buy one, tell them, hey, I seen this on Super Duper South, partner. And that's why I somehow came across this beautiful product of yours, and I'm going to order 3 of them. We also want to give a special thanks to our other sponsors that are on board, 71 Trophy Club and Lake Area Small Engine, Keystone Heights, Florida. It's about 12 something at this point. I got to prep some tires, get them ready for this weekend. So beat it, scream, adios. I'm out of here. I got stuff to do, places to be, people to see. We're chasing doll hairs this weekend, people.